but I live my truth every day while also being covered by God himself. So that's the way I choose to lead, and also leading in love with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's actually profound, because most people don't like to live in their truth. They live to please others. They live to manage the optics by what other people say. I would say the fallacious, one of the most egregious statements that people make that is so untrue. I don't care what anybody think. That's a lie. Right. Most people care about what you think and how you perceived and what people think about you. But the greatest liberation or the greatest freedom is to really just to live in your truth. Right. And to understand God favors you. And the good thing about the favor of God, it does not have pretext. Right. There's no pre-requirements. There's no limitations. God gives it to you freely because he loves you. And I think understanding that level of love is really what leadership is. Exactly. Is walking in that. I want to kind of, I guess, spice up the conversation a little bit, just to break molds or modalities. You were not a teenage mother. However, you were a full adult. It's 20 years old. And while you and I had a wonderful childhood and a rocky, I'll call mid-teenage time, where I had to do a whole lot of praying whether or not you shall live or die. But the reality was something happened at kind of a real vulnerable time. I was offering myself for the office of bishop. I was running around the country and trying to get delegates to vote for me in the States and in Africa and Haiti, Jamaica. And then I remember you invited me out for a lunch, which was odd and weird. But you dropped something on me at the age of 20. You said, "Hey, Dad, I'm with Charley." What was going through your mind at that time? And, tell us about it.
I would definitely say fear, a whole lot of it. I didn't know what to think or, expect. So just more so like, oh my gosh, I don't want to break my dad just because of how much I cared about you then. I still care about you. But, just knowing how life-changing that is as well. And I just didn't really know what to expect. But the biggest thing I will say I was thinking about is, like, I don't want this to, like, ever destroy our relationship. And, yeah, just a whole lot of fear. I'll definitely say that. Of course, thinking the worst. And then no daughter, of course, especially when you have a great relationship with your dad, will ever want to, disappoint your father. And I will gladly say that was not the case. Just how good you've been to me my entire life, but definitely in that most sentimental and vulnerable time of my life, like, you showed up, like, and you pretty much proved my fears wrong. And especially when more and more people were starting to find out and were trying to bring me down, you continued to pray with me whenever I called you, and also just keep me in high spirits, even when it felt impossible. And that, like, will forever stay with me, just because during those times, that's like, you always, of course, remember how somebody responds or treats you, or just the way they love you, or, whatever actions. But fear was going through my mind the most.
What was you afraid of?
Just that we would not have a relationship anymore.